Hello everybody, I'm Nurgleprobe. Welcome to my top 100 games of all time. It's December 6th, and it's today we're covering game 82 through 77, so enjoy. My number 80 is a first-person shooter, surprise surprise, a multiplayer one called Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO as it is called for short. This is a bit surprising to me that it's on the list, because when I started playing CSGO, it was so different from the games, or from the FPS games that I played currently, that I thought, it's not that fun. Then I started playing with a friend, and we played a lot. It's an FPS game, it's one of the biggest esports games at the moment, and I don't know why it's been growing so much. I'm guessing it's because it's easy to understand. You just shoot your opponents, and it's easy to kind of see what's going on when you watch it as a sport thing. And most of the time, if you play ranked, you're playing 5 against 5. In the beginning of the round, which is something that is very different from other FPS games, is that you buy weapons and gear in the beginning of a round, and then you play a round, then whoever wins that round gets more money, and yada yada yada, and gets to keep their guns for the next round, while your opponents have less money and need to buy new things, or save their money for the next round, I suppose. It's very interesting. It's one of the few FPS games that is very tactical when it comes to the gear and items, which is really interesting. But that is number 80, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Number 79 is Shogun II. It's a Total War Shogun II. It's a real-time strategy game mixed with tactical, like the world map of, well, world map, it's Japan. It's taking place in Japan, in feudal Japan. You are one of the clans that are trying to become Shogun, or well, one of the leader of the clan is trying to become Shogun of Japan. And you can pick every clan that was around during this time period, and it's really interesting that you can pick them, and they are actually based on where they actually were during this time, and all the AI of the other clans will actually do things that happened during this time period. Like if you pick, it's Tokugawa, I think, then I don't remember the clan, but there's one clan that kind of fights you, and there's a really, really big fight that is kind of famous throughout history. It's one of the biggest battles in Japan, I think. And that actually happens if you pick the Tokugawa clan. They will attack you in that area where that battle happens. And it's really cool that that is a thing that they have actually put in there. And if you're a nerd, and if you really like the history of it, you can kind of get those feelings, at least in the beginning. I mean, then you start doing things that actually didn't happen in history, and, well, that changes everything. So you have this world map where you build buildings, you buy units, you move around things. On this map you can have ninjas and spies, and I don't remember all the things you can have. But you have a very political thing there where you can communicate with other clans and try and build alliances and everything. And then you also have the strategy battle part of the game, where you move into an area with someone that you're in war with, or that you want to start a war with, and you get this like map, or you move in. How should I explain this? You just get a battlefield where you have all your units out and active, and you see every single dude down there. So there's hundreds of soldiers below you, and you control them on the battlefield. And it's just an amazing feeling, and it's one of the few games that feels very strategic. It's not very chaotic. It's not like StarCraft II or Command & Conquer or games like that, but it's rather, you have to move them around, you have to position them correctly, and there's morale and everything. Much like I mentioned, close combat, you have to be very focused on what each unit does during the battle. And yeah, that's number 79, Shogun II. Number 78 is another Resident Evil game, and this time it's Revelations 2. Revelations is part of the series that really surprised me. I played the first Revelations, and I really enjoyed it. I played it on PC, not on 3DS. Yes, it was actually out on 3DS, and then it was released on PC afterwards, and consoles afterwards. And it really felt closer to the old ones, except for the angles that didn't really, that followed you around. Instead of the stuck angles, you have the third-person view, which is a bit... I prefer the stuck angles, to be honest, but still. Revelations 2 is a continuation of that story that was... They released one episode every week for 5 or 6 weeks. I don't remember if it's 5 or 6 episodes right now. And it was really good. The story built up really well, and every part had puzzles, which I love. I love puzzles in horror games, and I'm really glad that they had a lot of that in there. and a lot of different enemies, a lot of different sections, characters that were interesting, an ending that was a bit disappointing, but that kind of tends to happen, especially when there's an episodic game and you have so many good ending moments in each episode, and then you get the final ending episode, and it's kind of a problem with Resident Evil games that the last fight, they build it up like a real epic big thing, and then you fight it and you're like, oh, that's not so bad, I guess. But yeah, number 78, Resident Evil Revelations 2, a great game. Check it out if you're a Resident Evil fan, but you have not been sure if you wanted to try the Revelation games. They are good. My number 77 is Killzone 1 or 2, and 2, because I can't really decide on which ones was the better one. It was a long time since I played them, can't really remember which part of the story happened where, but it's when the first Killzone came out for PlayStation 2, I think it was the best looking game on the console, and we really enjoyed it. The guns feel great, the story was entertaining for what it was. It felt kind of like this old, classic go through waves of enemies, go to different areas and do things, but it was good. It was good at doing that. It was the best game at doing just that, because some games you just do it and you don't really feel like I don't really understand why I'm doing it. It's no good motivation behind it. In this game, I feel motivated. There's a good story. There's, as I said, awesome gunplay, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the enemies look so amazingly cool. So, my number 77, Killzone 1 and or 2. Thank you everybody for watching. It's December 6th. This was another 4 games from my top 100 games of all time list. I hope you enjoyed, and come back tomorrow where we'll talk about game 76 to 73. Thank you for watching, and hit the like button if you enjoyed. Bye bye.